Welcome back to Creative Excuses. Today we're just going to be running a dungeon for fun. Yeah, I want to play the game. I also kind of don't want to play the game. I want to play other stuff, but the stuff that I want to play is not out yet. So here we are. We're going to do one of my favorite dungeons on the build that I'm going to be putting out later this week. I just got to finish writing the video. I don't have a quest for here, right? Looks like I don't. So this is Black Drake Villa, and this is a solo Stamina Sorcerer, the Arcane Archer. And yeah. Can you not do that? This is just normal Black Drake Villa, so it's not super difficult or anything. But this build is not really made to solo veteran DLC dungeons. It's not tanky enough. It's really, really hard to get tanky enough, especially when using Oakensoul. Basically, you're limited to heavy attack builds. But for normal stuff, this will handle normal DLC dungeons quite well. The only exception, I think, would be Earthenroot Enclave. I don't think this could do Earthenroot Enclave. There might be some others that I haven't done and tried it on, but this definitely can't do Earthenroot because that final boss requires a damage shield, and so you would need a special setup for the final boss. You would need a couple damage shields, honestly. Let's get that back on there. That should kill it. He's gonna get enraged. Keep up our buff. It's nice having only one buff. Ow. That did not hit me at all. So since he dropped his axe, he's actually gonna go ranged, which makes him a little easier to deal with. Make sure to keep our buff up. He is enraged. Dodge that. And normal DLC dungeons, honestly, are pretty difficult. Like, they're not easy to solo. So it's cool that this is even able to do this. Oh, I will actually say Dread Cellar is a very fun dungeon to try in solo. And that one would require a special setup as well, specifically for the skull mechanic on the second boss. I don't know if that one's a one bar friendly. Should be about dead. There we go. Kenra's boots. Nice. But yeah, this build's going to be going up later this week. It is specifically designed mostly for doing dailies. So like daily world bosses and delves. So it's nice and quick. Deals good damage really, really fast. It's got enough healing to survive most world bosses. It doesn't have like infinite healing. Like, you can't be dumb. But you can do a good bit. And then it is really designed, though, for Vet Vateshran Hollows. And it is an Oakensoul score pushing build. And it does not score push super well. For me, it's my second best build, so it's not bad, right? But for like an actual score pusher, there are better setups. But that's when you're prioritizing score over everything else. And I am also playing this for the theme. I just like the Arcane Archer vibe. But if you want to score push, bow is not the answer at all. You should not be using a bow if you're going to score push. It's just all of the other weapons are pretty much better than the bow. Excuse me. I haven't made a video on this before, or yet, because I've had COVID. And then my sister visited, and I had finals for seminary, and it's just, I've had a lot going on. So I haven't been able to make the video yet. But I hope to put out a couple of gameplay videos on each build before I put the builds out. So hopefully, come February, after this build, we'll have another build. I'm currently working on a couple different ones. I don't know which one's going to take over. I'm working on a Necromancer and a Nightblade and a Templar. Thank you for being so slow, you little fire things. Can I not go through yet? Come on. I could very clearly just run through that. One thing that bums me out about Black Drake Villa is you can't do the secret bosses without a group. You have to have a group, and so you only ever get to do 3 bosses when you're solo. Corollary, I think, does it a lot better because you can do all of the secret bosses on your own. Nailed it. I say that, it's just a couple ads. Okay, cool. But yeah, the plan is to put out a couple of gameplay videos on each build that I'm going to do. I think the most likely build to come next is going to be the Necromancer. But we'll find out. It's kind of tough. The Necromancer is proving a little challenging. As I pointed out in one of my other build videos, I think the one on the most recent one, my Ice Warden. Oh, dodge that. That's rude. A good solo build always needs something that's overpowered in it for it to function. On the Sorcerer, that's Crit Surge. Crit Surge is an enormously powerful heal. It is one of the strongest heals in the game. That was bold of me. There you are. So these wolves deal a lot of damage. So I want to make sure I get them down. I honestly don't know if that'll kill before. Okay. Yeah, you always need something that's overpowered to make a solo build function, right? And in this case, it's Crit Surge. Without Crit Surge, this build does not work. Like, as a solo class, I think Sorcerer without Crit Surge is quite difficult. And the Necromancer has some overpowered stuff, but I basically need to see if I can get enough damage while still having a heal on the bar, or if I can skip the heal. There we go. Drop the ultimate. Yeah, Necromancers are tough because you also have to build around Blast Bones, which is really unfortunate. There we go. I always forget which way it is. This way. You have to build around Blast Bones, which is really unfortunate because I'm really trying to lean into the bleed damage aspect of the Necro. This was a mistake. I don't have any AoE damage except for caltrops. I don't know what killed them all there. This is annoying. If you're not like running at it perfectly, it'll sometimes just do that. Or just knocks you into the ceiling. So annoying. Okay. We're just skipping all of these ads because why do them if you don't have to? Dungeons aren't scored. I really wish they were, but they aren't. I think I've seen that you can jump up that. But we can also just do this. So one more boss to go. Yeah, the Necro is proving challenging. We'll get there. Right now I have it around 30k DPS, which is just unfortunately not enough. And because I'm trying to hit another 300k. I think it'd be great to hit 300k. In Vateshran on it, which Vateshran's my favorite content, which is why I always make my builds for it. But it's really, really hard to hit that, especially on an Oakensoul build, because you have to hit, what I've discovered is you have to hit roughly 35 to 36k single target DPS. Maybe a little bit less than that in order to hit 300k. Which, to put that in perspective, the builds that are making like the real score pusher builds that are at like 315k score, they are over double that. They're averaging like 75k DPS. Oh god. They're averaging like over 75k DPS. Single target in some of the harder fights. Like their burst damage is just insane. And figuring out how to get that kind of burst is just... Heavy attack while you're here? Can't tell. Fun story. We should be able to attack him from like way over here. Because we have the bow, and then he's gonna run over to us. Snipe is so strong. That attack is super annoying. There we go. Make sure our buff is up. Let's get the ult going. I need to kill this guy because he causes visual clutter. But yeah, so here's something I know about Vateshran from my time slaving over it, trying to learn the game. 22k DPS is enough for a Vateshran clear. About 28, maybe like 25, 26k DPS single target on a 3 mil dummy is enough for a trifecta. Like 22 to 25k is enough for a trifecta if you skip ads. And then 50% more than that is what you need. Is what you need for 300k, which is crazy. But then to get world record, you need like 75k DPS, which is only possible because of Thracian Stranglers most of the time. They don't even always use it. They sometimes use regular Pale Order. I don't get it. Watching those videos, their builds just like freaking slap. Like I don't understand. What did I get? What did I get? I got a Kenra's Maul. Cool. That's fun. All right, well, that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Arcane Archer. The build is going to be coming out very soon, just a couple days. So get subscribed if you want to see it. Until then, I'll see you all in the next excuse.